Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we got some exciting news for any of you folks looking for some new ships to come out on the West Coast. We have one arriving very shortly. We also have some news of a passenger trying to sneak off a cruise ship in a very unique way, shall we say. We have Hawaii investigating a cruise line because they came too close to the shore. And then we have sad news of a crew member gone missing on a world cruise. Our first story comes from Ambassador Cruise Line, where the ambition is following up a 140-night world cruise right now. She's on her final leg, and the call went out when a crew member went missing. He did not, or they did not, show up at their job, at their posting when they were supposed to. They went on a search for them, started looking for them throughout the ship, could not find them, notified the Coast Guard, and now has turned around and gone retracing their steps back in hopes of finding the person gone overboard. Again, not much else is known at this time, but condolences go out again to the crew and fellow passengers, as well as the friends and family of the missing crew member. Let's hope this ends in a good light, but it's been quite a while now since they were notified and had to search back. It's quite a few miles they had to turn around for, and the Coast Guard was notified. That delay in time from the discovery to the notification can really make a difference in situations like this, but we'll continue to hope for the best. Meanwhile, in Hawaii, off the Napali coast, a very picturesque part of Hawaii, off Maui, and they said they saw a cruise ship too close to shore. Now, there is a distance that large ships over 50 passengers have to remain to, because it's very shallow water in some parts, and they don't have a guide on board all the time when they're there. And apparently it was a Celebrity Cruise Line ship that was too close. Many people took photographs, aerial photographs, and reported it to the conservation people, as well as the local police force and the government there, and they are now launching a complete investigation into the situation. There could be some very big ramifications for this, because no cruise ship is allowed within a certain distance, and because it's such shallow water, there could have been a very good chance that the cruise ship could have become lodged and stuck there. And one gentleman said, who's been doing this for over 40 years in that Coast Guard area service, and that says they've never, ever seen a ship that close to shore ever before. So there could be some questions going on and a lot of answers that, yeah, some people just absolutely are going to have to answer for this situation, because they take that stuff very seriously along the coast of Hawaii. So we'll wait to update that in the very near future as well. Next, we have the Brilliance of the Sea. That's the brand new ship coming from Virgin Cruise Line. Well, they've just announced officially, they've kind of been hinting at this for a while, that they're bringing a ship to the West Coast. Well, not only are they bringing a ship to the West Coast, they're bringing a brand new ship to the West Coast. Don't get too excited yet, because it's not going to be a new ship by the time it gets there. It'll be their newest ship, but it won't be a new ship by the time they get there. It is scheduled to launch in 2025, where it will arrive in New York City for its first inaugural sailing. And then it will make its way across the United States to stops like Miami and Seattle, before finally settling down in Los Angeles in 2026. Where there she will home port for the season in 2026. So you are getting a new ship out of LA, but it won't arrive until 2026, and she's going to have been broken in anyway and get all the kinks and curves and idiosyncrasies out of the cruise ship before it gets there, so it'll be all set and ready for you guys when you get out there. It's still exciting news when you get a relatively new ship out there. More and more of the cruise lines are starting to recognize that West Coast cruises can be a lot of fun and very lucrative, so they're starting to send out more and more of their new ships and their new products to that area, which is a really good thing for people on the West Coast when you don't have to travel all the way to Miami or New York or Fort Lauderdale or Orlando or even Galveston to jump on a cruise ship. So good stuff there. Next, we have the story of a gentleman who was trying to sneak off a cruise ship into a country, and he tried to do it in a very unique way. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the new ships coming online to the best staterooms to stay in, to what the news is going on with the cruise lines, where you can go, where you can't go, the scams that are happening out there, everything. We'll cover it all here on the channel. Really doesn't cost anything at all. You just hit the subscribe button. That's all it does. It just tells YouTube people like cruising videos, and we really want to keep up to date with everything going on with our favorite way of travel. And I hope you'll join us here on the channel. It really does help the channel out when you subscribe, hit the like button, and even when you leave a comment, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about the gentleman who was on the MSC Bellissima, a very big ship with MSC. I was on her inaugural sailing when she first sailed. Loved the ship. Had some other things I didn't quite find great about it, but I'm sure a lot of those things were fixed because it was an inaugural sailing. So, but here the gentleman was in Kobe, Japan, central Japan, and I guess the ship was getting ready to leave Japan, and he tried to climb down one of the guide ropes and sneak into Japan through the guide ropes. Didn't go quite as planned. He made it about 10 feet and then fell into the water from a very significant height, I might add. Luckily, it was water he fell into and not one of the cement pillars or something like that along the side. They immediately launched a rescue boat, and they did take the man into custody. They did find the gentleman, and they did check him out and bring him into Medicare and all that and getting him looked at. Now, apparently the reasoning looks like he either has something on his, like an incorrect visa to be there, to get in Japan, or he had some past history where he wouldn't have been allowed to be in Japan, criminal record or something along those lines. But either way, very, very unique way to try and get in. And of course, it sounded good in his head, right? It sounded, I'll just shimmy down that rope. You see it in movies all the time. Guys climb up the ropes to sneak on the ships, right? It's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot harder than you think, and this gentleman found out the hard way and the wet way that, climbing down is not necessarily the best idea, and sneaking into a country, also not the best idea. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.